So I think there's a problem with 3D printing, and it's quietly showing up on filament websites. And, okay, Momo, now we gotta check that and put all the filament back on the rack. Oh boy, I'm part of the problem. Let's get into it. Over the last few years, 3D printing has done some pretty amazing things. It's gotten faster, it's gotten more reliable, and it's gotten much more budget friendly. And it's especially drifted towards multicolor printing. And I think it's creating a problem that most people aren't aware of yet.
Now, if you zoom out and look at the last few years, something pretty dramatic has happened in the consumer 3D printing industry. Multicolor printing has gone from a niche capability to something that's becoming incredibly common. Now, this chart isn't exact market data, it's just an illustration of the trend that we're seeing in the industry. Just a few years ago, most printers were producing single color parts, but automated filament systems and easier multicolor workflows changed that very quickly. And today, a huge portion of new consumer printers support some form of multicolor printing. And that shift might seem small, but it has a much bigger impact than people realize.
So when people think about multicolor printing, they think about the final result. More colors, more creations, and a lot more possibilities. But there's one thing that they usually don't think about, and that's purge waste. But not in the way you might think.
Now, when a multicolor printer switches colors, it has to purge filament out of the nozzle so the next color prints cleanly. Most of that purge ends up in towers, blocks, and other waste, like pellets. Now, we all know that part, but here's the part that most people don't connect consciously. More purge waste means more filament consumption, and more consumption means more demand on the factories making it.
So when you start thinking of multicolor printing this way, something else starts to make sense. Filament companies don't just make every color evenly. They make what people use the most. And multicolor printing is about to change that entirely.
Filament isn't produced one spool at a time. Most manufacturers run dedicated extrusion lines, producing a single material and a color for a set period of time. During that run, the line can produce thousands of spools before switching to something else. But changing colors isn't as simple as loading a new filament. The entire system has to be purged, cleaned, and sometimes retooled before the next color can start running. That process takes some time, and it wastes some material. So manufacturers try to avoid switching colors too often. Instead, they prioritize the materials and colors that have the most consistent demand. Traditionally, that's been things like black, white, and natural filament colors. But as multicolor printing increases overall filament consumption, those production priorities may start shifting.
So if multicolor printing is growing this fast, and every printer uses more filament, what happens when millions of printers start doing that? The filament companies really start to feel the crunch. And that's when it starts showing up on the filament websites.
Now let's take a look at what this might look like in the real world. Even just a year ago, I could come to Sunlu's website and order pretty much any color I wanted. In fact, I still have some of the spools I ordered back then, Sakura Pink Standard PLA for example. But if we take a look at the site today, that specific color is now out of stock in Standard PLA. And it's not just Sakura Pink. Several other colors like blues, reds, and grass green are also unavailable right now, along with a number of other shades. When we move up to PLA+, the list of unavailable colors starts to grow even more. Some colors that used to be easy to find now show limited stock, while others are completely unavailable. And when we step up again to PLA Plus 2.0, the pattern becomes even more noticeable. At this level, entire sections of the color lineup appear to be missing or temporarily unavailable. Now that doesn't necessarily mean there's a shortage, but it does show how color availability can shift when demand patterns start changing. And when we look beyond one manufacturer, we start seeing something similar somewhere else. Take Bamboo's filament store for example. Here on their PLA page, one of the most beginner-friendly materials to print with, several filaments can't currently be ordered. Every item marked with the line through it is unavailable right now. That's pretty noticeable. Now there could be a few reasons for that. Rumor has it Bamboo may be bringing more of their filament production in-house. Or could it simply be the sheer number of printers on the market today, all consuming filament?
So if this trend keeps growing, we're headed towards what I call a pigment pinch, where certain filament colors start to get harder to find. But the good news is, there's at least two ways that I think the industry might help us get through it. And the first one's already starting to show up. So what's the first way the industry deals with the pigment pinch? Well, with printers like the Snapmaker E1 that significantly reduce the filament waste. Let's check out how.
One way the industry may ease a pigment pinch is by reducing waste in the first place. New systems like tool changers and multi-nozzle printers dramatically reduce filament purging by switching tools instead of constantly flushing colors through one nozzle. That means less filament wasted and less demand placed on the manufacturers. However, many of the more wasteful multicolor systems are becoming more affordable for hobbyists. So in the short term, that growth may offset some of those efficiency gains. Until these lower wasted systems reach more affordable price points, only time will tell.
But there's another way that the industry might deal with the pigment pinch. And it's not from the printers, but it's from the companies that actually make the filament. Because if demand keeps rising, companies are going to have to shift. Let's check out how.
Another way the industry may respond is by adjusting how a filament is produced and sold. Elegoo is a good example of this. They're shifting away from their cardboard spools and moving towards a refill system that works with reusable spools from other brands. Companies like Sunlu have already taken to a similar approach, and it's likely we will see more manufacturers move in that direction as demand grows. But more importantly, Elegoo appears to be ramping up the production of colored filament. Right now, every color on their site is available to order. Now, personally, I'll probably wait for Sunlu or Bamboo to restock the colors that I usually buy, but if I ever need filament in a pinch, Elegoo is looking like a pretty solid option.
So maybe there are ways out of the pigment pinch. New printer designs and filament companies stepping up. But that's my forecast. If you've seen things like this on filament websites, drop it in the comments. Let me know. If you like this video, gently tap that subscribe button. And until next time, be glorious.